This is the Plain English Real Estate Show with your host, Rowena Patton, a show that focuses on the real estate market in terms you can easily understand. Call Rowena now. The number is 240-9962 or 1-800-570-9962. Now here's the English girl in the mountains, the agent that I would trust, Rowena Patton.
Good morning and welcome to the Real Estate News Radio Show. This is Rowena Patton here with Randy Houston today.
I'm feeling my way around in here this morning. How are you?
Well, they changed up all the studios, so we've got to find the right buttons to press.
Exactly.
And that's the glory of going live.
Yes.
And not having recorded shows. I love live shows because we can do things like shout-outs, which I want to do today. If you've got anybody with a birthday or anybody you just want to give a shout-out to.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Do you have anybody you'd like to give a shout-out to?
Hey, my daughter Sarah is having a birthday today.
Oh.
And it's,
Don't say how old she is.
She's in Florida and dodging seaweed, I guess, in Florida. Huh? Giant blob of seaweed.
Oh.
We just heard on the news there. Which, this giant blob of seaweed has come on shore in Florida.
Oh.
Twice the size of the continental United States.
What?
Oh, my gosh.
No. Can't be that big.
That's what they said.
That sounds pretty gross. That sounds like your daughter might be exaggerating a little bit.
No, it's new. Fox News.
It's that big?
They never exaggerate.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, the news never exaggerates.
Never.
The size of the states.
Twice the size of the continental United States. This, they've been warning Florida for a long time that it's coming, and it's on shore in Hollywood, Florida.
Oh, it's in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds really gross.
Beach is ruining
It's on the beach?
Yeah, coming ashore.
Oh, that's really creepy.
Scientists have no idea why this thing developed like that.
Is there something in the Bible that says a big blob of seaweed?
I don't know. I haven't read that.
And it is Easter. Happy Easter, everybody. Happy Passover, everybody. So I actually didn't know it was Randy's daughter's birthday, so that was a good way to start. I'd also like to give a shout out to Andrew Smith, who made me the most fantastic dinner last night. He decided it's been a rough week, so he decided I need a little taking care of, and he made me dinner over in Black Mountain. It was wonderful because he's a good cook.
That's great.
Yeah. And we have a few anniversaries from our clients as well. So Erin Quevedo, I had to start with a difficult name, didn't I? Shout out to you, who we helped in 2016. Been helping people for a long time. We're over 3,000 transactions. Let's see if I can find some more on here. There's a whole bunch of anniversaries today. Denise Gonzalez, who we helped in 2016 and in this week of 2016. And then we have Cheryl Johnson, shout out to you, who we helped in 2022, so not so long ago. And remember, anybody who bought with us through an All-Star Powerhouse agent, you get to sell it for free in the first 6 months. How crazy is that? If you move here from New York or Texas or California, many of you are like, whoa, where's Weaverville? I've never heard of Weaverville. Or because you've heard of Asheville or maybe even Hendersonville, but usually Asheville. So if you want to take a leap of faith and buy a house here, many of you doing it sight unseen, we will sell it for you free on the seller side for the first 6 months. And any of our All-Star VIP sellers that I'm calling out today, giving a mention to, are also able to sell at a discount for 10 years. It's one of the longest guarantees in the business. So Michael Scanlon, who we helped in, what year was this? 2022. That's a recent one as well. 2021, Delita and Gerard McKnight. Give a shout out to you. Came in through Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey fans. Lee Krause in 2018. Kind of want to find an old one here. The other thing we do is set you up with the Market Watch so that you could watch values of your property. So you'll get a ping once a month that shows you value of your house and also other homes that are similar to yours. 2017, David Hokaniga. Shout out to David. Hope you're having a great Easter. Greg Douglas in 2017. It's funny how all these years pop up in the same place. Here's another 2017, David Olor. Thank you all for being amazing VIP All-Star guests for the moment. I hope you had a great experience. We've got lots of great testimonials from you. Thank you so much. Here's another 2017. Now I feel like I'm leaving people out, but I guess I can do this every week. So Brian Myers, a shout out to you there. There's the last one. If you'd like to give somebody a shout out this morning, 828-240-9962. 828-240-9962. Call in, give somebody a shout out for their birthday, wherever they are in the country. You can listen anywhere in the country. realestatenewsradio.com for the link to listen. There's a big button on there that says link to listen live. It'll play through your phone, your car, your computer, wherever you listen through these days. And of course, you can tune in locally at WWNC 570. I nearly missed the 570 there.
570 a.m.
570 a.m. There you go. So what are we talking about today? A couple of things. One is real estate figures. What's happening in the real estate market? We are a real estate show after all. If you would like to promote your business, feel free to call in. We love to promote local businesses. 240-9962, 828-240-9962 if you'd like to promote your business or give a shout out. Could be your birthday, anniversary, maybe somebody's just done something really nice for you. And if you want to give me a shout out, feel free to. 240-9962. We all need that sometimes, right? So what is going on in the real estate market? It's strange. It's definitely strange. I'm going to read you from our local Canopy MLS. They did do a little overview on there. Prices moved higher as median sales price. It's a little bit higher. Don't get excited. It's not what it's been doing in the past. However, prices moved higher as median sales price was up 13.3% to 400,000. Days on market increased 45.9% to 54 days. Months supply of it, that means it's 54 days on the market before you're actually sold. Months supply of inventory was up 54.5% to 1.7 months, indicating that supply increased relative to demand. And I wonder why the demand went down with all these interest rate increases. And we've seen this before. I've been doing this for 17 years. When the interest rates go up for a few months in a row, everybody sits back for a minute. But the thing is, people always buy houses. So once we come out of that, then there's a built-up number of people that want to buy houses. Sellers have been increasingly cutting prices and offering sales incentives in an attempt to attract buyers who have continued to struggle with affordability challenges this winter. The slight decline in mortgage rates earlier this year convinced some buyers to come off the sidelines, but with rates ticking up again in recent weeks, and they just went down a little bit, buyers are once again pulling back, causing sales activity to remain down heading into spring. Now, this is current of March 25th. It's always backwards, right? So they're always looking at the last month. And I can tell you, just from personal experience, we're getting a lot more showings all of a sudden. Because it creates pent-up demand.
That's great.
It's not like buyers are sitting around going, oh, maybe we'll buy a house today. It's, they've been thinking about it for some time. They're not just popping up on a Saturday morning and go, hey, honey, let's go buy a house. It doesn't happen like that. No. You get fed up with the house you're in. Maybe you're moving from somewhere else, which is happening a lot here. Obviously, we're having a lot of foreigners move in. That means people from other states. I call them foreign plates too.
Above Madison County. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. So there are changes. We don't even know how to explain these changes at this point or what is happening. At some point, we will go into that recessionary period. If we're not in it already, we're already seeing some price drops. And, what concerns me a little bit about the overall figures is that we're looking at, so prices moved higher as median sales price was up 13.3% to 400,000. What does that mean exactly? Because a median sales price over such a big area doesn't really tell you anything. Real estate is street to street sometimes and not even block to block. So, they're fairly minimal changes here and there. And, we'll just watch it as it goes and I'll keep bringing the numbers to you. And you're all smart enough to make something out of them too. I'd love to hear what you're all doing for Easter as well, 240-9962. If you want to give a shout out to your church, we'd love to hear that. That would be fun, wouldn't it, Randy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot of special activities planned for tomorrow and Easter cantatas and musical performances and plays.
Yes.
Yeah, lots of things going on for Easter
Things
weekend.
for the rebirth. I think Why don't we have a competition for the best church in the area? Is that sacrilegious?
I don't know.
I think you can vote for your church. I think that would be perfectly fine.
I do too.
We do have a number of listings coming on as well. You know, we do a lot of preparation with the listings. Many of our listings choose to go certified pre-owned, which means doing the inspection, sometimes the appraisal up front. Over and over and over again, we've shown this to be the best way to get homes sold. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat this morning. Oh, it's not the plague of frogs, is it?
It's pollen.
It's pollen. Yes, everybody's dealing with the pollen. So let's talk about, we should give a shout out for the Masters weekend as well, for all those golfers who are playing in the rain.
And boy, storms, they are anticipating some trouble this afternoon trying to get in the second round.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a tree fell. You see the trees?
I saw that, 2 of them just fell and narrowly missed spectators.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I mean, you know, we've had here in Asheville dealings with that too. So, they're a little iffy down there in Augusta, but it sure is pretty, isn't it? Isn't that a beautiful place? Manicured. I mean, absolutely nothing out of place. Every pine needle is strategically placed.
Well, it's a world-class course. Can you imagine the work that goes into preparing that?
I can't imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. So, okay, you're thinking about listing your house. It's spring. A lot of people list in the spring. What do you do? Oh, it's scary. Like, oh, honey, what are we going to do? We can't find somewhere else. There's all kinds of ways around there. You saw where I read to you. Let me see if I can just find that again. Sellers, slight decline, blah, blah, blah. Sales ticking up, buyers are bleed-dee-dee-dee. Sellers have been increasingly cutting prices and offering sales incentives in an attempt to attract buyers. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Sales incentives.
Yes, sales incentives. So let's talk about seller possession after closing. This is a really important one. So what that means is many of you, when you're selling your home, are nervous, understandably. There's not a lot of inventory out there, although quite honestly, there are quite a lot of houses out there. It's just that they may not be the perfect house for you. There may be 700 of them instead of 900 of them. And because those are the numbers right now, that it might not be your price point. You may have to take a home that only has 2 baths instead of 3 baths. Most importantly, you may want to look at them that need some work. Why? Listen, we have a great group of contractors that can get in and, remodel it for you before you're even in there. Well, where are we going to live meanwhile? Well, here's the thing. We can get you seller possession after closing. What does that mean? Okay, you put the house, let's say you've got a $400,000 house. And maybe it's a little bit out in the country, or it's not quite up to par, or, it's in the B-level house. You know your B-level houses. Maybe you've got cracked melamine counters or Formica counters, or, I don't know, it needs some work doing, and you're like, to heck with it. I'm not doing it. So you're in a $400,000 B-level house. That means it's going to take maybe a month, maybe 2 months to sell. That's going to give you 8 weeks right there to start getting things in position. And then, should you get a loan, where are we at now? May, June, we're at July. July, you're going to get a contract. And then in July, it's going to be mid-August before you close. I mean, these are really interesting timelines when you start looking at it like this.
Really.
So you're closing in mid-August. And remember, you don't have to take the deal if the buyers are like, to heck with that, I'm not giving them 30 days. Right? So mid-August now, so you close in so let's say, I don't know when August 14 is. It might be a Sunday, but let's just pretend. August 14, you close. We can buy you until September 14. It might cost you a little bit in rent. It might cost you nothing, depending on what the buyers want to offer you. So now you've got 30 days. 30 days is enough to take popcorn off the ceiling, to put new floors in. Maybe not put a new kitchen in, but paint the kitchen, put new hardware on it. Even to put new bathrooms in, quite frankly. Paint the house. So we can get it done in 30 days. I've done that with a personal house about 33 years ago in West Asheville, where I did all of the inside so it was ready to go. Fully painted. All the popcorn it was worse than popcorn. It was that swirly concrete stuff on the ceiling in some rooms and popcorn in the other. It all came down. It was such a mess. Everything was demolished. The bathrooms were demolished. And it took 30 days. So we can do that for you.
That's fast. That's
exactly. It is, but you get the right crew going in there.
Scheduling, yeah.
I mean, you can build a house in 30 days if you have the right crew.
I built one in 60.
Exactly.
Honest to goodness, I did that one time. Yeah.
Exactly. So it is possible. So that's called, and that's the kind of incentives that we're talking about here. We can make things work differently. Let's talk about a buy down. We talked about this last week. A buy down is where the buyer or the seller, anybody who's a principal to the transaction, can put money in to buy down the interest rate. The interest rate's a big obstacle in terms of affordability for a lot of buyers out there. So if you can put down $10,000, wow, that sounds like a lot of money. But for those of you in a $500,000, $4, $5, $6, $7 million home that have a lot of equity in it, you may have had that home for 20 or 30 years. You may not even have a mortgage on it. $10,000 is a drop in the ocean.
Yeah.
To buy down the rate to allow somebody to actually purchase your home. So that's another great tactic there, right? So there are all kinds of things that we can do. Those are the kinds of sales incentives that we're talking about. It might be a credit for paint. It might be a credit for paint whereby when you stay in the house for that 30 or 60 days, you get it painted. And I can see you going, oh, we don't want to deal with that. But that's a good incentive for the buyers if that's the way to get your home sold.
Right.
Now, if your home's tickety-boo and you're in the hot A area and maybe it's newer, maybe you just put a new kitchen in, new bathrooms, new floors, everything else.
Tickety-boo.
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 But please don't do that unless you have to, because we are in this weird period right now. We are seeing some price reductions. We expect that to continue. Now, again, tickety-boo houses, that A level, that little vector circle in the middle. Oh, I'm sounding like our vice president now. She likes Venn diagrams. That little one in the middle that is, super tickety-boo, clean, all new, everything. You're probably just fine and you might see a little increase. And again, this is street to street. I can help you with this. Just give us a call, 828-333-4483. This is Rowena Patton, All-Star Powerhouse, brokered by EXP. You can get hold of us on the website, mountainhomehunt.com. Click on contact, put your digits in there, and we'll give you a call. Put your question in there. We will answer your question, and we'll go from there because it's all different depending on where you're at. I'm not trying to make it difficult. However, always think about the buy down, always think about the incentives that you can give, and always think about seller possession. I think this is the way that real estate is moving, and as it becomes more normalized, I'm doing air quotes there, we'll see more and more seller possession after closing because it makes sense. The sellers are nervous. Well, what if the buyers pull out at the last minute? What if I have one right now that the sellers run a business out of their home? What are you going to do? Stop running your business?
Mm-mm. Yeah.
You can't do that.
No.
And what if they buy out? What if they, pull out at the last minute? What if you Airbnb your home or Airbnb part of it? That happens in Asheville a lot, where you can get a special certificate that allows you to Airbnb, and it's part of your home, and you're supposed to live in your home, and Airbnb part of it, like a basement or a room or something like that. So what are you going to do? Cancel all your Airbnb bookings because you're under contract? No. Why would you do that until you know the contract is absolutely solid? Well, guess when it's absolutely solid? When you've got money in your pocket.
When the closing is done.
Yeah, and then you get to stay there for a little bit. And, most people understand that. We do it all the time. Of course, if you can move out and you've got somewhere to move, that's great. Maybe you've got friends or a girlfriend or, an ex-wife that you're getting back together with, all those things. Maybe you're somebody young. I had this recently who bought a house last year, got in over his head, wants to be out of it, not really going to make any money. He doesn't want to sell it because he's only owned it a year and he'll pay capital gains. And I keep saying it really hasn't gone up. By the time you pay costs, there's no capital gains to pay.
Right.
And if you hold on to it for that 2 years and struggle through, I sound like Dave Ramsey now, if you struggle through paying that mortgage and your house poor, he's in his late 20s. Like, why would you struggle for 2 years and be house poor so that you can probably get even less for your house as we're in a declining market? That doesn't make any sense.
No.
Just move on, get out. Wants to move back with his parents, his mom, actually. So, yes, it's not, money isn't everything.
Oh, no, it's just money.
Yeah, the older you get, you realize that.
Absolutely.
And then you get towards retirement, 10 years away, 20 years away from retirement. You're like, maybe money is something.
That hadn't hit me yet.
Well, thank goodness. I think about it sometimes. Actually, being from England, I decided to, and for my company there as well. So I had a PR company, marketing company, an international marketing company, a PR company, a photographic company, and I set up pensions for everyone. And I said, what's the lowest you can pay into a pension? And I think it was £10 a month. £10 is like $15. I said, great, let's do it.
Yeah.
And it meant that nobody misses, £15.
Yeah.
So think about that for your kids. Everybody's feeling a little tight now, right now, with inflation and everything else. Ask your financial advisor, and if you haven't got one, they don't charge anything to tell you this stuff. What's the lowest amount you can put into some kind of pension? Do it for your kids. Imagine if they started when they were babies, because it really does make a difference. It did allow me to bring some money over to the States that kept me going for a long time.
Got you started here.
Yeah, and that now is part of my pension, so I'm very fortunate for that. So those are seller tactics or seller incentives that can be used. So we've got the buy down of the interest rate, and anyone can pay that. The principal to the transaction, I should have explained that. That's the buyer or buyers. It's the seller or sellers. It's also the agents. So in other words, the agents can give their commission, if they want to the buyers and sellers, which is what we do through our community service program. That's where we've given back over $800,000 through our community service program. So if you are a firefighter, police, healthcare professional, teacher, or veteran, we give you back 25% of our commission. We're able to do that because we're a principal in the transaction. So don't even think about selling your house without talking to us first, because we can save you some money. Or buying a house, you get a rebate check. You get a check at closing when that happens. And it's, that will pay a good bunch of your closing money. So I want to talk about how to sell a house and how to choose your agent. That's kind of boring. Like, I hear this all the time, how to choose your agent. But what's different about how you can sell your house? Because that's most important. So there's a whole bunch of things, what I call givens. Givens are what you would expect from any professional agent. So that would be things like, I'm experienced to negotiate. I negotiate better. I actually wrote a book on this. It's called Find Your Unique Value Proposition. It went bestseller the first night. And experience to negotiate, that should just be there in my book. That is not a unique value proposition. If you don't have experience to negotiate and you haven't negotiated a lot of deals, then I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying work with another agent that has. Learn under somebody. Get a mentor. Just like any other business, it's so important to have a mentor. We have a great training process over at All Star Powerhouse. We even have Earn While You Learn. So if you feel like you're floundering a little bit out there, talk to us. mountainhomehunt.com. Go on contact. Say, what kind of programs do you have for learning and for mentorship? I've just taken Heather through, even before having her license, through working with me, coming to every listing we did. And honestly, she's amazing. And she has no idea how much more she knows about listings than 90% of the people in the market, because she spent a year with me going out on listings. And I'm not saying I'm, the all guru of listings, but I've been doing listings a long time, for the last 17 years, and we have a lot of programs on how to list homes differently. So experience to negotiate, that could be true if you have experience over a number of years and a lot of transactions. So we have over 3,000 transactions. I think I'm at something like 682 home sales personally. That's a lot of experience, and experience is very, very important in this market. Now, let's talk about professional photography. Everyone does, well, that's not true, actually. Not everybody does professional photography. You can look at some of the pictures on the internet and see that. So you do want professional photography. or somebody who has a degree in. I do happen to have a degree in photography, so but I still use professional photographers. I take the initial pictures myself. Often they look great, and we use them. And that's to just speed to get it out there because we don't want to miss any buyers. And then we replace them with the drones if a drone is important. But again, these should all be just baseline expectations. These are givens. These are not something that sets you apart. Oh, I do drones. That doesn't set you apart. Anyone can do drones. It costs money, but anyone can do drones. So let's talk about how you can do it differently as a seller. And I'm going to attempt to do my listing presentation on the radio, which is always interesting. But no reason why, no reason why not. I didn't mean no reason why, I meant no reason why not. But the givens are all there, and I forget to talk about the givens sometimes. Like, we get you on hundreds of websites, all that stuff that any professional agent should get you on. So let's talk about certified pre-owned homes. That's where you do the appraisal, inspection, and offer the home warranty. Or any one of those things. I highly recommend you do the inspection. Why? Buyer agents prioritize your home for showings. Why? Because it's a better deal for their buyers. And it's less likely to drop out. Over 33% of contracts drop out. Ours is 7%. Why? Because we prepare properly. Dropping out's important because you get a stigmatized listing, and everybody out there in the Zillow world goes, why is this one dropped out? There must be something wrong with it. So you overcome the inspection hurdle. You get, what's that? So when the buyer does the inspection, you need to use a licensed contractor most often. When you do the inspection, you can remedy these things how you want to remedy it. Like, you could fix some of them, for example. You don't have to fix anything or pay for anybody to remedy anything. I sit with you. It takes about an hour. We go through the inspection report. We notate it. So it's usually a window that is a little fogged upstairs. And you'll say, well, to heck with it. It's that way when I bought it like that 20 years ago. Nothing has happened and the window's not leaking. Okay, we'll notate that on the inspection report. When someone puts an offer in, everybody goes in eyes wide open. Buyers like that. They trust you. Another reason, especially in this kind of slightly wobbly market here, the deals fall out 33% of the time, is the appraisal. Let's do the appraisal. You'll have all the square footage. You'll have all the perfect detail on there. And the appraisal. If you don't like it, we'll slip it in a drawer. Never talk about it again. No problem. What's the home warranty about? Home warranties protect your home. So now it is like a trifecta for those buyers who are a little bit nervous and are sitting on the fence. The home warranty, they're nervous about money, nervous about finances, nervous about inflation. They don't want to think about things now we're going to be homeowners, things are going to go wrong. That home warranty can step in and take care of it. You just buy it for them for 1 year. Or not, you don't have to do all of this with CPO. You can just do the inspection or nothing. I have listings without anything on it. It's a much harder sale and it's much more stressful for you. You get more money for your home. The big one is that when they do what's called the repair request, when they do the due diligence request, that means the buyers are coming in and saying, okay, we've had the inspection, we want this fixed, we want that fixed, blah, 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 or we want $15,000 to fix it. That pretty much goes away when you do the inspection up front.
And if you don't, that $15,000 could make the deal pretty much go away.
Could make the deal go away because everybody gets upset, and you're putting another $15,000 in the pot. Whereas for $2,000 or $200, you fixed a whole bunch of things, and you see what we do is we show them the inspection report notated with your permission, of course. The buyers who put an offer in before it's under contract. What that means is it's never delineated as under contract on the MLS. It doesn't get sucked out on all these websites saying under contract. And all these potential buyers now are watching your home. They're saving it as a favorite. They're watching your home. They're like, oh, we lost that one. Oh, no, we lost another one. And then it drops out. So we want to avoid that at all costs. So when we give them the inspection report and we say, listen, the price was set taking into account what was on the inspection report, take it or leave it, basically. We don't quite say it like that. And when they've seen the inspection report, it's usually a sigh of relief. It feels better when you know. It's kind of like waiting for that diagnosis, when you've got a lump. And it's probably nothing. The doctor said it's probably nothing. But that fear and worry all the way along, that it takes it away by doing it at front. So that's CPO in a nutshell. I run CPO experts around the country. We have over 300 zip codes covered now, all over the country. So if you're thinking about selling your home somewhere else in the country, go ahead, check out cpoexperts.com. It's a great way to do it. If you're already listed somewhere else, get your agent to take a look at CPO Experts. You can what I call reverse CPO it. So it doesn't matter if it's listed already. You can still go ahead and do the inspection and the appraisal, unless you've got offers in already, of course. So let's talk about our next program. And by the way, all these programs came from pain. Me in 2007 being in pain. Deals falling apart, not realizing why. I was a management consultant before this, so that means I was trained to find solutions to things that go wrong. And it so pained me because just the disappointment on a seller's face when the contract fell out, the disappointment on the buyer's face that where they thought they'd found their perfect home, just the sadness of all of it, moving trucks that have been built, that have been booked, and kids that are moving school, and it's just a really sad time when it falls out. So that's where CPO came from. I thought, how can I develop a program for this? And then we have the listing storyboard. The listing storyboard, and this is all free. We don't charge you any more than any other agents. Well, of course, there isn't any price fixing, but our commission rate is very competitive, and we don't charge you any more for any of these programs. We develop a listing storyboard for you. There are many things we can't say these days. We can't say walk to the church or synagogue down the street. We can't say walk the neighborhood. It's an affront to ADA, Americans Disabilities Act. So there are lots of other things we can't say, as I guess you can imagine. We can't say safe neighborhood, for example. So the listing storyboard allows you to tell your story. We interview you, basically, and you don't have to do it on video, don't worry. There's a link where you fill all this in. You can say everything you love about your town, all the things that the realtor is not allowed to say. You talk about your restaurants that you love. It really gives a flavor, not just to your home, but the lifestyle around your home. And then you can use that listing storyboard. It also has the walking tour video, which I'll tell you about in a moment, that really brings your home to life. You definitely want to do that. The walking tour video is really my favorite. It's just so powerful. We also have a sell for me free buy new program. If you work with a builder in our preferred builder program, you can sell your home free. The builder will refund our sales commission when you close on the new home on the seller side. Social media. This one gives me some butterflies in my tummy. So we've got over 70 niche Facebook pages. If you look for homes for sale in Asheville on Facebook, or all kinds of other things, Hendersonville, Waynesville, Black Mountain, foreclosures in Black Mountain, new home sales in Black Mountain, a lot of those Facebook pages are ours, so that we can interact with people who are looking for those specific homes, and it helps us reach you where you want to be. And it's a great way to get your property out there and find buyers for your property. This is Heather's favorite. She always loves this one, the love it or leave it guarantee. So what is this one about? We talked about this up top, actually, but I know a lot of you, especially on a Saturday morning, are driving in and out. So love it or leave it guarantee. This is peace of mind for buyers. Why is this important to sellers as well? When you purchase with us, should you have to sell your home within 6 months, we will sell it free on the seller side. Now, imagine the peace of mind that brings for the buyers, which means they're more likely to buy your home. And if you sell it within 10 years, we'll sell it at a discounted commission rate for you. It's one of the longest, if not the longest, guarantee in the business. This is Rowena Patton at All Star Powerhouse, brokered by EXP, talking to you about great ways to get your home sold that are different. Put yourself at the top of the market by using programs like these. We also do a community server program. By the way, if you want to find the value of your home, go to allstarsellers.com, allstarsellers.com. We have a flurry of you going to check your home's value, and your square footage. We want to make sure that what the internet's got is correct. allstarsellers.com. We can correct it for you if not. It's only an auto value, but it's a very good one. It's a new tool that we purchased that we've started working with, and it's a really good tool. So go ahead and try that out at allstarsellers.com. Check it's got the right number of rooms, the right square footage, all that good stuff. So let me tell you about your community server benefit. If you're a firefighter, police, healthcare professional, teacher, veterans, and active military, of course, you get 25% back of our commission. So what does that look like? If you're buying I hope I can do the math in my head here. If you're buying a $400,000 house, 36912, and that's 25% of that's $3,000 we will give you back from our commission. $3,000. That'll pay a whole bunch of your closing costs. It's not small beer. Obviously, $800,000, that would be $6,000. And if you're selling, we reduce your commission on the selling side, so it costs you less to sell your home. How cool is that? What do we have to say about can you talk about the radio show, Randy? We're on show 640.
Oh, yeah, on the leading news talk radio station in Asheville, North Carolina, WWNC AM 570. You're here every Saturday morning and have been now for over 12 years, 12 years we both have been here every Saturday morning. The shows are podcast immediately after each live show. The shows are podcast on the iHeart radio app and all of the apps where you normally get your podcasts.
iTunes, we're Spotify.
All of them.
Audible.
A lot of people do that. We see the downloads. We see that a lot of people glean knowledge from the shows, just like I have over this past 12 years.
And you can check all of those as well at realestatenewsradio.com. So not only can you listen locally, you can listen anywhere by using the link to listen at realestatenewsradio.com. The podcasts are on there as well. You'll see all of the topics. So if you want to know about moving, there's a whole show on moving. Do you know that the moving show we did 2 years ago is still our most popular show?
Trinity Movers?
Yes. Isn't that wild?
That is wild.
I have to get them on again.
Yeah. Evidently, they're very popular.
Yes, it's really interesting. Or a lot of people want to know about moving.
Yeah.
So we did a 1031 exchange show last week that you can check out. It's in the titles all over there. So you can just look at the particular shows that there's kind of topics that you want to get information from. realestatenewsradio.com. This is Rowena Patton at All Star Powerhouse, brokered by EXP. Give us a call, 828-333-4483, or realestatenewsradio.com. The website's on there. That means you can just click on Contact Us if you don't want to talk to pesky realtors. But the show's been great for us. We've had callers from Florida, Ohio, Texas, California, different countries even.
Yeah, we have. And we know that folks are listening lots of places. We have comments, and this is a very popular area, Western North Carolina.
Yes.
People are interested in our little neck of the woods, and they want to learn more about us.
Yeah.
We're nice people.
We are nice people, and we should do more about what's offered in the community as well, because this is a great area. I've lived in Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, San Diego, Miami Beach, I'm losing track, Black Mountain, England, Zurich, Switzerland.
Wow.
I'm losing track. And this is my home.
So you have comparisons.
Yes. This has been my home for 17 years. I think it's longer than that now. What year is it? 2005. How many years is that, Randy?
It's
a long time.
18 years, yeah.
And all of the sales that I mentioned are here. You know, I didn't get into real estate until I was here. I got my real estate license because I felt like I had bad representation when I bought a condo building, 117 Flint Street. It is the Patton Flint house. We took it from a shell to 4 beautiful condos in Montford, and wonderful exercise. And I didn't feel I got good representation. I thought, I'm getting my license. I don't have to deal with these pesky realtors. So I know how you feel out there. And all I've ever done is built businesses. So it turned into a business, and here I am. And I really do love the listing side because that's the marketing piece. I also I work with the occasional buyers, not very often anymore. I have a great team, that work with sellers and buyers. And honestly, I don't think it's a good thing for me to work with you as a seller and represent the buyer at the same time.
I'll be quite honest with you. When I first started here, and you told me about having separate agents for buyers and sellers, I went, now wait a minute, I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Well, I won't go into the legalities because that will take a whole another show. It is called dual agency. So because we're brokered by EXP, if your buyer's agent is under the EXP banner, whatever team they're on, like we're All Stop House, whatever team they're on, if they're under the EXP banner, it becomes what's called dual agency. So we still can't say to you, oh, go back at 250. It's mainly on the fiduciary part. We still have to, be honest with you and fair with you and everything else. It doesn't take that much away. However, what I'm saying is I won't work with the buyer that's buying your house, because how can I talk to that buyer? This is just common sense to me. How can I talk to that buyer out of one side of my mouth and you out of the other? And I've already developed, I was at somebody's house last night. So 4:00 on a Friday, rainy Friday, I was at their home, beautiful dog, beautiful children. I'm not going to say where you're in Arden, just had a ball. I've already developed a relationship with you. So, and that will obviously develop over time as we get the home listed and on. And now I'm just meeting buyers for the first time. I think my loyalty and my recommendations should come to you directly. I just don't believe in it. Most agents do it because they want to earn double the commission. And I just think it's better to do it one way. It's just my personal opinion.
I respect the heck out of that, to be quite honest with you. I never quite understood that whole situation anyway. Did you find that when you started this process and that policy that you were unique?
It's quite unusual, yeah. For obvious reasons. If you're making $8,000 in commission, now remember, half of that goes to the brokerage, half of it goes to this, half of it goes to that, and then you've got all the marketing expenses. It sounds like a lot. But if you take both sides, that's $16,000. So often, that's a big incentive to take both sides.
Of course.
But yeah, I just won't do it. Yes, it's quite unusual. It's not unique. I'm sure there's 2 or 3 agents in the entire market that do it, but it's quite unusual. So, and I'm not judging anybody that does it either. I'm just saying it feels better for me to deal with the sellers directly and for me to be your agent. So, a couple of more programs to get through. How does the time go so quickly? We've got 10 minutes left.
Can't believe it.
Don't forget, we didn't even have a break. Don't forget, call in 240-9962 if you'd like to give somebody a shout out today. Maybe it's a birthday or an anniversary or just somebody you love or that's maybe struggling a little bit. Give them a shout out.
My dad turns 97 years young Monday.
Wow.
Yeah, I visited with him yesterday.
97?
97.
Did you say you visited with him?
I visited with him yesterday.
You gave him a bit of wizarding?
He does. He talks better than I do.
So he is a birthday very close to your daughter's.
Yes. She's today. He is Monday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Randy, my honey, his birthday is January 1 and mine's January 4th.
Wow.
So
big weekend.
Yeah, really. 2 old goats butting heads. That's what we say. Something like that.
I had a great friend, Bill Stroop, who just recently passed away, and he talked about he and his wife, Irma, and he always said, 2 half brains make a whole.
Oh, very true. Why do I know that name?
Bill was on the air here many years ago in all kinds of different positions in Asheville radio and television. Great guy.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, he was my friend.
Well, condolences to Bill Stroop's family, and rest in peace, my dear.
Absolutely.
So moving on to the memories video, this is one of my favorites too. If you've maybe remodeled the house in a big way, think about the grandkids or the kids, or maybe the kids or grandkids aren't there yet. The memories video where you tell me things about the house, or you can talk behind me or in front of the camera if you want to, and we just capture some simple memories about the home that you can show your kids later on. We may as well do it. It's free, right? Well, yeah, we laid this backsplash up here and it was really cool because of and we'll never do this tile again because but it looks great. All that kind of thing. Or our daughter got married in this home, or whatever it is. We can do that for you. And the walking tour video, this is a really, really important one. I should have lined one up so we could hear one.
I I love to watch your walking tour videos. I really do. I'm not interested in buying a home, but I love to watch your videos.
Let me go to Real Estate News Radio. I think that's what I need to check it out on YouTube now so I can tell you where to go. Oh, I know where you can go. You can go to mountainhomehunt.com, mountainhomehunt.com, and search listing videos. So mountainhomehunt.com, search listing videos. That will take you right here. Am I in trouble, Randy?
Luxury homes to the most qualified buyers. What makes the difference today?
That's Barbara Corcoran, who comes up right off the bat. And then what you'll see is a whole bunch of other homes that I walk around. How did the sound there, Randy?
We're okay.
We're okay. Okay, let's see if I can find another one quickly here, which will just give you an idea. And you can't see the picture, obviously. This is on, I just changed the name of the channel, Real Estate News Radio. Or you can find that. I don't know what will come up on YouTube if you find that. So mountainhomehunt.com, search listing videos, will bring it up. Let's see if I can find another one on there. I'm going to play some Pimple Popper or something accidentally. I'm not careful. That was funny, wasn't it? Here we go. Lots of character in this home. There aren't any restrictions. There is the lake right here. You share access with the neighbours on the way in on the right, to the lake, that is. Remodeled kitchen. We have people in the midst of moving right now, so just ignore all the moving boxes. Nice corner window here. So see, it's really a tour around the house, and I bring lifestyle into there. If I'd clued it up properly there, I'd have been able to show you. It's things like, imagine sitting on this fireplace, warming your tootsies as you watch the chef of the family preparing the holiday dinner, or sitting on the balcony, or whatever you've got, basically, bringing it to life. And you get a good walking tour of the home. Again, you can see these, Mountain Home Hunt, and let me tell you exactly where to go. Mountain Home Hunt, search, it's about the fifth one along, listing videos it's called. That will take you to YouTube.
Hi,
and you can find them on there. And Barbara Corcoran will chat about how I'm the best agent that since sliced bread, apparently. But so the memories video is all about your memories that you're taking with you. We can make it private on YouTube, so you can share it anytime, any place, and you'll have it forever. Or you can have the copy of the video on your computer if you want. And then the walking tour video, of course, you couldn't see the pictures there, but I talk about... So remember, the agent that comes in is not going to know your house very well. I forget sometimes all the things that you wouldn't necessarily know as a seller selling a house, because I'm so used to doing this. I'm sorry. The agent bringing the buyer in often does not know your house. They may not know whether it's Corian or silestone, because they can look kind of similar if they're in certain colours. They may not know whether it's marble or granite, and they most likely don't know the name of the granite. They probably don't know the wood in the what the wood is of the cabinets. Is it hickory? Is it maple? Is it whatever? They won't know the wood on the floors. They won't know that you spent the extra money to put a REN&x in. So on the video, we can capture all of that. And we ask the buyer agents that they show the video to the buyers before they come in your house. That actually means you'll get less showings. That sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? Well, what do you want? 40 showings or 3 showings, which results in 2 offers? Because it's not that much fun showing your house, especially if you've got dogs. Ooh. Why have all those people into your home if they can watch a video first and get a really good idea? The videos are absolutely killer. I don't know why every agent doesn't do them. There's very few of them out there. I'm not talking about drones with music. We do those as well. Those are generally outside, a drone that goes outside. Or the cameras where you go up and down and sideways and walk around the house. People are lazy. We're all lazy. We just want to click a button, be walked around, but most importantly, told all the features of your home. Maybe you've got some koi fish in the pond that you're happy to take with you. The buyer agent doesn't know that. So the buyer agent often comes back with a flurry of questions when they've taken a buyer in. And many of those questions can be answered by the video. And they're kind of fun to watch. On average, they've been watched 6 times before the buyer's gone into the home. And people say, experts in this field, which is kind of funny because most agents don't do home videos, experts in this field say keep them short. I say nonsense. I think I'm I'm just going to say this. I actually think I'm an expert in this field because I've been doing it since 2007. We have followers on YouTube. I've probably got more home videos as a single agent on YouTube than anybody else. I'm actually pretty sure of that. And here's the thing. If you're a buyer sitting in New York and you're interested in a home, I mean, this is just obvious, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want to watch a 1-minute video that takes you around the house really quickly? Now, you might want to watch that first, but if you're really interested in that house, it's like, hey, baby, they've got a video.
Let's go deeper.
Oh, my gosh, I want to watch a 20-minute video.
Absolutely.
I want every nook and cranny. I want every little bit of detail. And at the end of the day, you can fast forward it too.
Exactly.
I tend to walk up the stairs and down the stairs so that you can get the flow. I don't just, pause it and go out. Sometimes I do if it's just too difficult or people in the house, there's a dog in the house, there's a dog barking next door or something. But it's a full video on your home. It's absolutely, this is all free through the commission. You're not paying any more commission. Let me make that clear. So we also have a coming soon program. This is a great thing to do. When I come out to list your home or even talking about listing your home, you'll usually see me taking a picture outside, which don't worry, I won't use anywhere. But if it's a nice sunny day, I'll get a couple of shots outside, which means we can get you on coming soon. Everybody can see you on the MLS. Nobody can come into your home. It gets the excitement going because you may not be ready. There's one recently that needs a good clean up, a lot of stuff being put away. I don't generally advise you to do remodels or anything like that because of where we're at in the market. In a low market, when we hit the bottom, that's going to be necessary. And you get to live in it for a while too because they take longer to sell. So, if you've got the money to do it, that makes sense then at that point. Right now, it really doesn't. Do as little as possible and let somebody else do it. So you sign the listing documents. We'll build you a following. We market it out there. Lots of agents say, can we get in sooner? And we say, no. People are saving your home in the favorites cart. So it pops up sooner, which is a really good thing. We did write the best-selling book on selling homes. Just search Rowena Patton on Amazon. And that is full of all the programs we've been talking about today, actually, and some more. We've got a divorce program in there. That's not to get you divorced, don't worry. But if you've gone through the process of getting divorced, how to get out of it. And a great way there is CPO, because the appraisal and the inspection has everybody going in eyes wide open. Same thing with an estate sale. When you have a number of siblings who are selling a home, it's a really, really great way to do it. I'd love to explain these programs to you in person. This is Rowena Patton at All Star Powerhouse, brokered by EXP. You can get hold of us at 828-333-4483. Go to the website, mountainhomehunt.com. If you want to see those home videos, go search. There's a search button at the top. If you want to contact us at the top. If you want your home value, allstarsellers.com. Thanks for being with us for another Saturday. I'll see you on the radio next week.
This has been the Plain English Real Estate Show with Rowena Patton. Visit Rowena and post your questions at radioasheville.com or call her at 828-210-1648.